Hey everyone, it is that time of the year again. The end of the year. We've played over 30 games this year. Some were great, some were weird, and some were just awful. Absolutely abysmal. So let's take a look back at some of the games that were played and see what makes the list. The most abysmal game this year was one of the most abysmal games from my childhood. Bugs Bunny in Double Trouble. It's basically a short game collection that is so difficult and boring that I could never complete it back in the day. So I replayed it and managed to beat it. With save states, of course. Fortunately, it was not that long, but it was not that fun to play. Even the story is all a dream, didn't actually happen. Or did it? The best part is the music, and that's not saying much. The weirdest game, which was a close tie for worst game, was Virtual Bart. I actually had some enjoyment from this one as opposed to Bugs Bunny and Double Trouble. Virtual Bart is also a short game collection. There are various stages, some of which are relatively fun and easy, to downright impossible to complete. Of course, save states had to be used again for this game from my childhood that I never completed. Most of the games in this collection are atrocious. Actually, they're all pretty bad, but only one or two stand out. The best one, in my opinion, is Dino Bart, since it's not that hard compared to the others. I'm looking at you, Baby Bart and Doomsday Bart. There were a few choices to pick for best music, but the winner is Crash Bash for the PS1. I played this game so many times back in the day, and the music is so memorable and good. Some of it is remixes of prior game soundtracks. This game is also a collection of short games. This seems to be the theme so far for this list. My personal favorite track is the Warp Room theme. The best game with the best story has to go to Summoner for the PS2. The game is technically not done yet since it is a very long game. The lore in this game is so deep that I don't even fully comprehend it. But the actual story of the game isn't exactly about the lore of the land and the gods that created it, but rather the game follows Joseph, who was born with the mark of the Summoner. This mark allows him to use rings to summon evil demons that reside within them. With this power, he can take out Emperor Murad the Usurper, who rules over Arenia after murdering Emperor Gaudi II. Murad sends troops to kill the one born with the mark, but Joseph is determined to fulfill his destiny of stopping Murad. This was difficult to pick, and Summoner was basically tied for first place, but since Summoner was already on the list, then that leaves the next choice, Puzzle Agent. This game combines a hilarious story, suspense, and puzzles as you try to solve the mystery of what happened to the missing White House erasers. Agent Nelson Tethers, part of the FBI's Puzzle Research Division, is sent out to Scoggins, Minnesota to investigate. He finds that there is far more to the story than he initially thought. I won't spoil it for you, so watch my playthrough. It's a relatively short game, and there is a sequel I plan on playing in the future. Here is the full list of games ordered from my favorite to least favorite. Lastly, I wanted to give a shout out to various Let's Plays I've watched this year that I really enjoyed. I'll put links to the playlist of these games in the description if you would like to check them out. I really enjoyed the playthrough of Mazurna Falls by Super Great Friend. This is a Japanese PS1 game that has received an English translation. It's quite ambitious for the time since it's an open world investigation game that runs on a clock, taking place in just 7 days. It's about a mysterious death of a woman and her friend suddenly went missing, and it's up to you to uncover the clues to find her before it's too late. You would need to play it many times since you'll miss events during your run and need to uncover clues for the next run. There's also many hilarious bugs in the game and freezes. I found myself so intrigued by the story that I couldn't wait for the next part, seeing what would be uncovered. And going in a completely different direction, a completely different game, comes a relatively simple game. Plants vs. Zombies 2 Reflourished by Zack Scott Games. The Plants vs. Zombies series is one of my favorite of all time. In fact, PvZ Heroes was the first game I played on this channel. To this day, I still play PvZ Heroes and 2 every day, during the daily challenges and pinata parties. PvZ2 Reflourished is a fan-made mod of PvZ2 that adds a whole bunch of new things to the game, including new worlds and plants. It was truly fun to watch and something I want to play someday. Speaking of Plants vs. Zombies, there is another mod for the first game called Plants vs. Zombies Fusion. I liked the playthrough by Nintendo Capri Sun, he is still playing through it. In this game, you can fuse plants together to make new ones. There are some insane combinations you can make, and I was curious to see all the various ones, but there are just so many. Even the zombies are changed. And lastly, I'm still going to give a shout out to Slim Kirby for doing the GBA console challenge where he is playing every single Game Boy Advance game. It's a huge undertaking, and I've been watching the summary videos and sometimes the full playthroughs on his channels. I can tell it's going to take probably a decade to finish all the games. What games are coming up next? Well, Summoner will be continuing into the new year. It is a very long game, but also much better than I initially thought it was. I will also be playing Mortal Kombat for the Sega Genesis, a game I had as a kid and played a lot with family and friends. But I'll be using a mod that enhances the Genesis version to be more like the arcade version. The music is so good in the Genesis version, which is why I'm playing that version. I'm sure you've noticed that I've been doing live streams again. When I first started this channel, I was streaming on both YouTube and Twitch, and then moved over to just Twitch. Then my final stream was at the end of August 2024. I decided to start streaming again, but this time on YouTube, Rumble, and Twitch simultaneously. Streams are usually Monday, Wednesday, and Friday evenings, Eastern Time. I've realized during my time of not streaming that I play the best when I focus entirely on the game. And I am about a month ahead with what I'm currently playing when it's being posted as videos. So I decided for YouTube that after doing the live broadcast to make the streams members only. And any members tier would help support the channel and will get you access to the full unedited streams, which also act as early access to games coming up, like almost like a month later. So I am grateful for your support and hope you can join me live. Thank you all for following my channel and reflecting back on 2025. There are so many more amazing games to play in 2026. Usually very, very old games. As you know, we mostly play very, very old games here. Classics. The classics. So be sure to check out my website on a list of some of the upcoming games that we'll be playing. Take care and Happy New Year. See you soon.